Welcome back to Showertime Stories, your favorite place to hear real, relaxing, and sometimes emotional stories while you're getting ready for your day. Whether you're in the shower, getting dressed, or just need something soothing and motivational in the background, we've got you covered. Today's story is called The Green Door. It's a deeply personal journey about pushing past anxiety, one bike ride and one big green door at a time. If you enjoy Storytime content that's perfect for winding down or powering up, hit that like button, subscribe, and don't forget to tap the bell so you never miss a new upload. Now, turn on that water, close your eyes, and let's get into it. It was a perfect Chicago summer day, the type of day that makes suffering through the brutal 4 months of winter all worth it. The sun was shining, but not hot enough to make it miserable. It was 80 degrees out with hardly any wind, the perfect temperature for a bike ride, and today was the day I was determined to tackle the green door. The green door was attached to a coffee shop that I had heard nothing but great things about, tucked away in the vibrant, artsy neighborhood of Pilsen. The only thing that had been stopping me from going inside before was myself. You see, the front of the coffee shop was impossible to see into. No windows, no signs of life, just that massive green slab of a door. Not being able to see what's behind that mighty green door triggered my anxiety like a fire alarm in a quiet room. To try describing what a full-blown anxiety attack is like is almost impossible. But to best explain it, it's like being inside a glass box, slowly filling with water. You can see the world around you moving normally, but you're stuck, paralyzed, heart racing, lungs tightening. The only thing that helps is getting back to your safe zone, whether that's your room, your routine, or the route you know best. For some reason, not being able to see inside, not knowing where to go or what to expect when experiencing a new place for the first time, those little unknowns are like tripwires in my brain. This has caused me to bike to many places in the past, only to turn around and head home once I reached a door I couldn't mentally walk through. But not today. I was flying. On normal days, it would take me about an hour to ride my bike from Rogers Park to Pilsen, but today's ride only took 45 minutes, thanks to a helpful tailwind that pushed me like an invisible friend urging me forward. I took my favorite route, the lakefront trail, to escape the chaos of city traffic and to soak in the stunning views of Lake Michigan. Spaces. It hugs the eastern edge of the city like a protective arm and stretches for 18.5 uninterrupted miles, from the quiet, tree-lined streets of Edgewater in the north to the historical, museum-rich landscape of Jackson Park in the south. The city made a conscious decision long ago to keep the lakefront public, free of towering high-rises and private development, so that anyone, from any walk of life, could enjoy the beauty of the water. When you're riding that path, with the shimmering lake on one side and a skyline on the other, it's easy to forget you're even in a city. The noise falls away. You're just you, the breeze, and the sound of your tires humming over the pavement. It's a trail used by millions each year. Commuters heading downtown, families with beach gear in tow, tourists capturing their perfect Instagram moment, rollerbladers doing laps in neon gear, and hardcore cyclists flying by in expensive kits. You see everyone on that path. Retired couples in matching windbreakers, kids learning to ride bikes, joggers with earbuds and purpose in their stride. And in the middle of all that was me, pedaling toward a door that had haunted me for months. The real reason I loved this trail, though, was because it gave me space. Space to breathe, space to think, and, most importantly, space to ride as fast as I wanted, with no stoplights or honking horns to snap me out of the meditative rhythm that biking always puts me in. My legs moved like pistons, My breath synced with the soft click, click, click of my gear shift. Click, click, whoosh. Click, click, whoosh. A steady tempo that echoed like a mantra in my mind. It was calming, hypnotic, almost healing. This ride is just what I need to tackle the green door, I told myself, gripping the handlebars a little tighter. I've learned over the years that when I'm facing a moment of fear, putting my body through intense physical movement beforehand, like a long bike ride, helps calm the storm inside my mind. It doesn't erase the anxiety, but it quiets the noise long enough for me to move through it. But about a quarter of the way there, that joyful buzz started to fade. A low hum of worry crept in. I could feel the anticipation building like a slow tide rising at my heels. Just walk in, I whispered aloud, again and again, as I pedaled harder, trying to outrun the doubt. I reminded myself that it's never as scary or awkward or bad as I think it's going to be. I've won this battle before. I can do this. Still, the fear came on stronger as I entered downtown. The towering skyscrapers felt less like marvels of human achievement and more like sentinels watching me, judging me. I could feel the pressure mount with every passing intersection. For a split second, I almost turned back, almost let the old pattern win. But something in me said, not today. I took a left off the trail and headed west into Pilsen. The streets now quieter, the murals splashed across brick walls watching me like ancient, colorful guardians. My breath was getting shorter. My hands were clammy against the grips. The fear was real and climbing fast. As I approached the final right turn, I knew I was almost there. I saw the familiar logo painted on the side wall, a stylized, steaming mug with vines curling around it, and let my bike coast the last block. I pulled up across the street from the green door, dismounted, and locked up my bike with shaky hands. There it was, the door. A solid slab of metal painted a dark, forest green, 10 feet tall. A color so rich and heavy, it reminded me of Christmas trees and envy and something ancient. It looked like it had stories. It looked like it didn't care whether I walked through it or not. I stood there for 15 whole minutes, my feet frozen, my mind racing with a million micro-panic thoughts. Where do I go once I'm inside? Will it be crowded? Will someone look at me weird? What if there are no seats? What if I don't know how to order? What if I walk in and immediately want to leave but can't? I felt my pulse in my throat, my hands trembling slightly. Was I really going to let this happen again? Let the fear win? Let this be another day where the unknown held me hostage? I stared hard at the door, waiting for someone, anyone, to exit, just so I could get a glimpse of what waited behind it. But the door didn't move, not even a creak. No one came in. No one went out. Just me and the green, unmoving giant. Finally, I stepped off the curb, took a deep breath, and started walking. My eyes locked onto the door as I jogged lightly across the street, heart pounding harder than it had during the whole 45-minute ride. A bus passed a few feet behind me as I hopped onto the opposite sidewalk, now only a few steps away. Then, bam! A wave of fear hit me like a wall of icy water. I stopped cold, my breath shallow, my mind screaming to turn around. Run, get back on your bike, get back to safety, go home, go anywhere but through that door. People walked past me without noticing. Some glanced, some didn't. But to me, the world narrowed down to just me and the green door. I couldn't move, couldn't think clearly. I was stuck. Then, from somewhere deep inside, a voice. Not today. It wasn't a whisper. It was a command. A line drawn in the sand. I looked down. My feet that had refused to move a moment ago were now inching forward. One step, then another. I reached out with my sweaty, shaking hand and gripped the cold iron handle. It was smooth and firm, unexpectedly grounding. The chill of the metal jolted me like a splash of cold water to the face. I closed my eyes, took one last deep breath, and pulled. Thanks for listening to Showertime Stories. where a good story makes your routine a little more magical. If this story helped you feel seen, relaxed, or inspired, give us a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, and share it with someone who needs it. New stories drop every week, so don't miss out. Until next time, breathe deep, stay present, and remember, you are not alone behind that door.